Welcome back to GaleForceWins Season 3.
The GaleForceWins podcast is proudly sponsored by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association. The NLCA provides unparalleled opportunities for its members through industry education, construction information, government advocacy, and networking events. The NLCA is building Newfoundland and Labrador. For more information, visit nlca.ca. Hey folks, welcome to a special edition of GaleForceWins. We were asked by Thomas Shepard to drop by the Conception Bay South Library on June 22nd, 2023. During that session, the Raven KASTER miniboat project, we're actually going to have their own podcast, and they interviewed Darren Bent and Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss. Our role was to be there as sort of like mentors and just to record the students. And what we saw there was some real talent. This is the episode.
Hello, welcome back to the Raven KASTER podcast with a K. I am Stephanie Evans, and my co-host could not be with me, Kaitlyn. So I am joined by a Raven KASTER group member, Angelina.
Hello.
Awesome. Okay, today, right now, we have Mayor Darren Bent. Introduce yourself.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Okay, so you're the mayor of CBS.
I am.
What does that entail?
Well, probably less than a lot of people think it does, and sometimes more. But I guess I sit at the front of the council chambers and conduct the meetings and referee a little bit, I suppose. But also, I think more importantly is that I become the spokesperson for the community on positive and some challenging situations, and and people look to the mayor, I guess it is, for where the town sits on many different issues, and so that seems to be the main thing that I do. And over the past probably 6 months, I've done quite a bit of it, and it's great to be here with you guys talking about something incredibly positive like the Raven KASTER.
Thank you. And I also have Deputy Mayor with us. Say hello.
Hi, Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss for the town of Conception Bay South. Thanks for having me.
Yes, always. So, following, what else do you do?
What do I do? I follow the mayor's lead. When he's not available, I get to stand in for him. I'm also a Ward 2 councillor, so my ward is from around Manuel's Bridge to Foxtrot Access Road. So I respond to residents' inquiries, requests, concerns. We have many meetings. We all sit on a number of committee meetings, and we go through a 2-week cycle where 1 week we go to committee meetings, and the following week we have our public council meeting. We attend many community events and groups and get involved in things that are of particular interest to the community, such as the Raven KASTER project, which when I heard about this a few years ago, it really intrigued me, and I attended a couple of events that you held, and I've been following you girls ever since.
Yes, and you've been a wonderful help, so thank you very much. Now, Angelina, time for you to ask some questions. Girl, you've been quiet.
Hello. When did you find out about the Raven KASTER project?
I can't remember exactly. I couldn't pinpoint it exactly because I know I heard about it long before I was on council. But after joining council, I had been invited to the event at Manuel's River, where we had the ambassador for Ireland was here. And then I looked for whatever information I could find. Someone sent me the video that you girls had put together, and I just got very interested, very intrigued with the whole thing, and then learned of how you were going to go to Ireland and launch your boat from Ireland. And anyway, that's how I ended up to here.
That's
awesome.
Super cool. Mayor Darren Bent, how did you find out about the project?
Yeah, a little bit like the deputy mayor said, probably before it became a mainstream thing, and we had the ambassador here last year. Unfortunately, I missed that event, and I was at another one at the same time. But one of the things about the Raven KASTER is that people, I think when they first hear it, they go, well, what is that? What's it mean? It's not self-evident when you hear it. So when you look at the videos, you go online. You only got to read a paragraph and you're into it, and then you go, well, that happened here. Not just here, not just Newfoundland and Labrador, but it happened here in Conception Bay South. It happened at Frank Roberts Junior High is where it started, where it was born with Stephanie and Kaitlyn and some others, and of course Thomas at the lead. But, from a town perspective, this project is not only something that we're very proud of around the council table, and you hear people talk about it, but it's something that is, I believe, is absolutely inspiring for young people to see the things that can be accomplished, the things that you can do. And I know there's so many people out there wondering, well, somebody else will do this or somebody else will do that. And you guys weren't that. You guys were like, let's do this. We're going to do this 90-second video. And you did that, and then I think you're a little surprised at where it's come and where it's taken you, and that's the way these things happen. They happen organically. You can't invent it. It has to just happen and grow on its own, and that's one of the great things about Raven KASTER is that it's captured the interest of young people, of people my age, all over town, all over the province, and quite frankly, Ireland, where it landed, and we're hearing from all over the place, different places that are involved in this, and of course the group that you're involved with originally, I think they're out of the United States, and to know that from Frank Roberts Junior High, you're launching a craft out into the Atlantic Ocean, off the Grand Branks. It lands in Ireland, but it's done not just to see if it gets there, it's sending back information. And I know you're going back this time now to Ireland, and I think you're going to see the vessel for the first time since you had it launched in 2018. And it's going to come back and it's going to get more data, and you're going to expand what it can do. And that's very exciting. It's incredible, really.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see, like you said, it's like, I didn't think that I'd have people in a group in like Frank Roberts and Queen Elizabeth, because there's only one from Queen Elizabeth, our wonderful audio team we have here. It's made almost entirely of our little group in the junior high, I think. And there's a couple people from the high school. It's actually so cool to see them back, and some people I recognize from like ROV and stuff, which is really cool to see like them following it, because it was recovered the same year that I was in ROV. So I'm at the competition, it's like, your boat was found. I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Yeah, it's really cool, and especially going to Ireland in August, which is only like a couple months away now. It's very surreal. Because like if I went back and told myself in grade 8, like, hey, this little video you're doing right now is going to cause you to go all the way to Ireland in a couple of years, I don't know if I'd be like, how'd you get in my house? What are you doing? But then I would also be like, that's crazy, Yeah.
I love the project. Ever since I got involved with it, I've been really invested in the project. I just think it's really cool, and it holds a lot of opportunities, and I just think it's really fun, and I love bonding with the team over it too.
What are you hearing? Let me ask you a question. What are you hearing from people? Because we hear all kinds of wonderful things about this. It's, to be honest with you, it's, and I'm a big promoter of the town, but Raven KASTER is attached to Conception Bay South. Everything you see online, the videos, everything, our town is highlighted, and it's incredible for us to be associated with it. We're very proud of it, and we're very proud to see that, Conception Bay South is an important part of it. I see you guys in videos wearing CBS shirts, so we're happy to see that. But what are people saying to you about it? I mean, just people it must be surreal for them as well.
Well, yeah, because like every time I talk to anybody, they ask like, oh, what's been going on with the project? And it's a lot of family and stuff. I've been recognized in public. A little sad, but it's okay. I'm
Some of the greatest radio
famous
personalities of all time, nobody would know what they look like, so don't feel bad about that.
So yeah, it's mostly family and friends are usually like, oh, how's it going? And then I tell them about something that's happened. They're like, oh, no way, that's so great. And then just like, even the fact that we got our tickets purchased now, so we're actually like officially going to Ireland. Big crazy thing, you know.
I've heard a few things, mostly from teachers at Frank Roberts. They some of them have asked me questions about the project, and like they're genuinely, I think they follow the Twitter too, and they're like genuinely interested in it, and I love talking about it too. So I basically explain the whole thing as best I can. Sometimes I forget some details, but then I expand on it once they ask questions about it. I just I think it's really cool how so many people are like invested in the project, and how so many people are like brought together by just hearing about it and following it on the social media platforms. I think it's really cool.
Do you get a sense of how much you've inspired young people to pursue ocean technology and science programs, that how that you have highlighted climate change and our oceans, and the idea that there's so much more we can learn from our oceans? Do you have any sense of how important and how big that is? Because I think, Andrea, I know we talked about this a little earlier today, that their influence on not just young women, in the sciences it's incredible, I think.
It's huge. It's huge, and that's why I love to tell your story. And I know it's been a journey of trying to fundraise and make this happen. So I've shared your story with so many people in the business world and the community. And then I get talking to someone and I say, look, let me send you this little video clip. It tells their story, and you will be totally your heart warmed by this, and you'll feel so inspired by it that you'll want to be a part of it, or you'll want to support this. And so I'm really proud. I'm proud to be from Conception Bay South. I'm proud to have the Raven KASTER as a project from Conception Bay South, and all these young people. And when this started for you in junior high school, and I tried to think back to when I was in junior high school, and what an opportunity. I don't recall anything near this, like what a huge opportunity, and where it's taking you, and where, like I said, it could be just the beginning, just so much more. Where can it take you in the days and years ahead? And I'm just really proud to be a part of this and kind of follow you on your journey with this.
This will set your CV apart from anybody else's, I can guarantee you that.
Yes.
If you're ever in a competition that's close, but I think it's incredible, and I gotta say, and I know you've been fundraising and trying to get sponsors and so forth, and the deputy mayor, and I know Councillor Moores and
Yes.
others have helped work on that with you, and I know Jennifer Lake at the town of CBS has been helping you liaise and all that sort of stuff. But I gotta say, and this is my first podcast, so I'll speak out on this. Boys, if you've got a company out there, I don't care if you're in technology or what you're in, and you're not involved in this project, you're missing out, because these young women with this Raven KASTER project, they're known all across this province, they're known in other parts of the world. And if you want to get on board this project, because your name will go with them, and that's something you can be proud of, and it's something I can tell you the town of Conception Bay South is proud of. You're missing out if you're not on board here.
And I think they have a following that we're going to see more future projects follow your lead for sure. Absolutely.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Yeah. That was great. Awesome. The hair is standing up on my arms. Yes, it's so cool. Like, especially hearing people talk about it, because literally it was just a 90-second video when I was 14. So it's like, this
It's amazing, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm 19 now, and I'm just like, I'm looking at this project. Like, I'm wearing a shirt that has a little raven on it, and like,
Yep.
it says Raven KASTER Podcast with a K. Like, it's actually crazy to just like put any kind of thought into. But back to what we were talking about before with you guys, because you guys are the guests. It's the 50th anniversary of CBS,
It sure
right?
is.
Yes. Is it this year?
Yes.
Awesome sauce. So what
As
are you guys
we
doing for
speak.
that?
Well, we've done all kinds of incredible things already, but we're heading into our soiree time, and we're getting close to the anniversary date, the 50th anniversary date, which is I think the third week of August, and we've got all kinds of wonderful outdoor events planned and community events and things for people to get involved in. But the pride around our town this year has been incredible, and a lot of people are talking about it. And 50 years of incorporation for Conception Bay South, and it didn't come easy 50 years ago. As a matter of fact, I don't think it got finished up until the 80s, but we're 9 communities strong now, 9 communities proud from Topsail right through to Seal Cove, and what an amazing community right along the best part of Conception Bay. We're on the sheltered side. We got the best weather by a country mile. Like I said earlier, I think 27 degrees in my backyard today, and there's not many people in the Northeast Avalon that can say anything like that. But it's great to be part of this celebration, and council's really excited about some of the things coming up during soiree. And of course, we've got our garden party on the Saturday night. We're doing some new events during the soiree this year, but of course we're doing some of our traditional things. We're doing the road run and the pancake breakfast and these sorts of things with a little different twist and some different things. But being able to promote some of the historic businesses that have set up in our community over those 50 years has been great, and highlighting some of those businesses is wonderful, and we're going to highlight some of the people that have contributed through the town as well this year. So it's been a great year. Andrea, what do you think?
Oh, you pretty much covered it, as he does. But we're only halfway through. This is June. We got 6 months left to go, and 6 more months of exciting events. And so I always say to everybody, listen, I can't remember it all, but check our calendar of events. Keep in touch with our website and social media, because there's always something popping up. And and other groups are taking advantage that this is the 50th anniversary, so they're hosting their own events to highlight their groups, and some of the service clubs, and there's all kinds of things going on in our community. Someone said to me just recently, CBS is a very busy community, and it is. There's a lot happening in CBS, and we're proud. We're proud of all of our groups and all of our associations and all of everybody that makes us what we are, makes us the strong and wonderful community that we really are.
We really have a great group of community groups, from Lions and Rotary and Kiwanis and all these groups. I can't name them all, but really the backbone of the town, and have been really the builders of the town right from the beginning, that do incredible work continuously. I mean, when we do our volunteer night, it's a real celebration of some wonderful people that do so much. And when I suspect that we are topping the list when it comes to volunteer hours for many communities around this province. Conception Bay South people are giving, caring people, and it's really great to be part of it.
When you put call out in Conception Bay South for volunteers, and I speak from experience after being involved in summer games in 2016 and coordinating 500 volunteers, you put the call out, people come, and you don't want to turn anyone away, and that's been my experience over the years. You put a call out, and people come. They want to be involved. They want to help out, and that's what one of the key things that makes us such a strong community.
Be prepared to order more T-shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the first time.
So folks, this is a very special edition of GaleForceWins. I'm actually a fly on the wall here today. That's what I am. But look, this is, as Mayor Bent and Andrea said, that this is all about Raven KASTER. But I think what I heard here today and what I witnessed was something very special. And what I want to tell you as students is that keep dreaming, because I've been dreaming for a long time. I'm going to get emotional now. And this can take you a lot of places. I'm amazed at where I've been because of technology, and it's taken me all around the world in the last 3 years. Just keep doing what you're doing. Deputy Mayor, your leadership here today is just something special. What you are doing, students, is beautiful. I'm telling you right now, just keep doing what you're doing. This is what we created GaleForceWins for. I would love nothing more than you to take over the mantle and push us aside. Okay? So I don't know if you had anything to say based on what I just said to you.
I'm speechless. It's very like just seeing you get choked up. I'm almost crying. I'm such a little baby though, so it's like different. But thank you so much. It's so awesome to hear that.
Well, I tell you this, there's a lot of people out there that want to lift everyone up. You know, a rising tide lifts all boats. And this province right now is actually on the cusp of some of the most incredible economic growth that it's ever seen. So we all have to be ready for that. Mayor Bent's going to jump in there, I see. I've stimulated some ideas in him.
Well, Jerry, I just wanted to say that it's great to have GaleForceWins here because I believe the work you do is a fantastic reflection of us as a people and as a province, and I think you've done some incredible work with that. And to be able to highlight Raven KASTER through GaleForceWins, that's just a win-win-win. It's incredible.
GaleForceWin.
And, yeah, GaleForceWins. Yeah, so it's just an incredible win for all of us here in the town of Conception Bay South. And Raven KASTER is fantastic. So it's just incredible that you're involved, that it's going to get that promotion as well, and we're really thankful for that. So thank you for coming out and being part of this.
Well, I can thank you very much. I started selling advertising out here in the early 90s, before most of the people in this room were born, and I can tell you this, that this community has grown dramatically. The fact that we're actually in a facility that I haven't been in here, I'm live in the east end of St. John's, and sometimes I don't get out of Kitty Vitty, But I will tell you, just to be, thank you very much, Mayor, for that. But I'll tell the group here, the GaleForceWins has had the opportunity of being at a mining show. We've been at Energy NL. We have been at a construction show. We went to the Canadian Women in Ocean Industries Leadership, where I met you and several others. But I can tell you this, the mining sector, there's a gentleman that has invested $210 million in Gander. Stephenville has billions with a B of investment coming from World Energy GH2. Argentia has billions coming into it. Buren has billions from Everwind Fuels. And I haven't even mentioned the tech sector. So I can tell you this, what I'm trying to do as a person who loves this province is get youth to realize that there's incredible opportunity here. So thank you for giving me that platform. I apologize for taking over here, but I just thought it was really important to give a little bit of perspective to the people that watch GaleForceWins.
About GaleForceWins, could you expand on it a little bit more? It's awesome. I love that.
Sure. I love this. She's taking over. I love it. So GaleForceWins is a podcast that started on Zoom in December of 2020. I was in the Canadian Navy with a friend, and he called me up. He did 30 years. I did 10. And he's a Newfoundlander, but he's traveled the entire world. And we just started talking on Zoom in the middle of the pandemic while everything was shut down. And he said to me, I'm really inspired by the conversation. Why don't we bring a guest in? We did. We recorded it. And I've been in marketing for 30 years, and I tell you, coming up with a name for a business is not easy. And I struck on GaleForceWins, W-I-N-S, and the play on words worked. The fact that the website was available blew me away. And I can tell you this, that we just posted it. And when you do stuff like that, you can be vulnerable. I'm sure you feel like you go on a podcast like this, there's video, you might have people say things. Who cares? If there's any negativity out there, don't care. It has gone to the point where we work for the Canadian Navy. We flew to Greece in March of 2021. I'm losing track of the years. Then we went to Turks and Caicos. We've been back there twice. We were in Budapest for 10 days and interviewed 12 people. And we've been all over Newfoundland and Nova Scotia and Ontario. So when I say to you that I'm inspired by my own little enterprise, I'm inspired by thought leadership that's happening in this province. And I'm telling you, that's why. What I witnessed here with you here tonight, thought leadership, positive conversations, that's what matters. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. That was amazing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Darren Bent and Deputy Mayor Andrew Goss, for being here today to talk with us about CBS as a whole, 50th anniversary, woohoo, and the Raven KASTER. And thank you, Angelina, for stepping in for Kaitlyn today.
No problem. This was really fun. I love this. This is awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that about covers it today. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I guess that's it. So I will see you guys later, listen later, whatever. Peace out.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to GaleForceWins. That's GaleForceWins, WINS.com.